So I'm getting ready to go to New York in the morning for a workshop I'm teaching. And so I also have sold a bunch of paintings to the gallery where I'm teaching. So I'm going to be bringing these in my luggage. So instead of FedEx, I'm shipping them via United Airlines. So, yeah, you do have to make sure, I do have one checked bag, so I'll probably put them in the checked bag, but I might put a few of the canvas ones in my carry-on. Even though I'm only staying 2 days, I checked the bag just because, well, that way I can bring my own shampoo, but also, I just want to make sure these are really well wrapped and that, yeah, I just had plenty of space for everything I need. When I get to New York, I'm going to buy some more art supplies for the workshop. So this right here is the back of the panel after I painted it and everything's dry. I take it off. I sand the back a little bit more. And that way, if there's anything on the edges, it'll come off. And then I put a label on the back and sign the label and put the title of the painting. So these are just some red poppies and oil. And the turtles are going. So again, I do this to the back and then I put the gesso. This one had clear gesso, so you can see the wood grain, but it still has 3 coats of gesso on it. It's kind of, doesn't look like it. And yeah, so, but I do kind of like the look of the clear gesso because you can see I left some of the wood showing, and especially if you varnish it, it has a really unique look to it when you can see the wood grain in your painting. It can add to the painting, I think. So I actually just pulled up some of my carpet. I cut an X in it. This house was built in the 50s, and I need to replace the carpet, but then my son and I decided, my son's living here right now, and he and I decided to maybe just go back to hardwood. And so I wanted to see, I had another house like this in this same town, and they were oak floors, the original oak floors. And so I cut an X with a blade in my carpet, cut it through, just in the corner of the closet. And what I saw is that there is hardwood floor, but it's been painted white. So I don't know if I'll be able to get the white paint off of it because I don't necessarily want white painted floors. So what else is going on? So I'm teaching a workshop this weekend in New York at Earth Angel Studios. So I'm really excited about that. Tomorrow is a dinner, and there's a lot of other artists going to be there that are part of this event. It's the holiday event. Earth Angels sells online, but she bought an old ice house. This is Jennifer O'Connor. She bought, the owner and curator, she bought an old ice house and has events there for her clients like 4 or 5 times a year. So the rest of the time, you can buy her things online. So I try to keep her stocked with art throughout the year, but especially for these shows, I always bring a few more pieces because I have a lot of clients that come just for these shows that want to buy things in person. So, and then she's got these hedgehog and mushrooms and the juniper berries. I just love juniper berries. They have a very unusual, almost like a powdery color to them, like they're bluish gray, and I know that's what they make gin out of, but I just love the color of juniper berries. All right, so I was published in International Artist magazine this month, so I'll go get the magazine. They sent me some copies of it. All right, so it's International Artist magazine, and it looks like it's backwards, but I feel very honored to be included in this magazine for the month of December, January, and because there's so many talented artists in here. These are award winners for some contests, but Troll Kirk, I guess that's how you say his name, Troll, I don't know. Richard Schmid is featured in this one. So many other talented artists, and then I'm in here as well. So I have I really like this Western artist here. His art is amazing. Let's see. So I do a little, well, there's some examples of my art. And then also, after the examples and some things that I talk about with my painting style, there's actually a little example of some of my work. Voila. So yeah, international artists for December and January 2020. And isn't this amazing, this tree on the front? That took a lot of effort. So yeah, what else is going on this weekend? I'll be in New York till Sunday. I don't know why I didn't come home Saturday night, because I really didn't need to stay there, but just in case, I decided to stay an extra day. And I don't plan on going to uptown New York at all. I'm going to go, like I said, I'm flying into Newark. I got an SUV rental because last time I flew into New York, there was a huge snowstorm. So this time I got an SUV just in case. And then Newark, because Florida, New York's north of this city, so of New York City. So last time when I was flying into LaGuardia, even though it's cheaper to fly in there, it was just a pain, because driving out of the city on those bridges and tunnels, and then LaGuardia was under construction, and you had to take 2 buses and a bunch of different things just to get to the rental car place. So it was just too much. And then I couldn't even hardly understand the guy's accent at the sorry, I mean, I'm American, but I couldn't understand his very thick New York accent at the car rental place. So I'm going to Newark. It's a little more suburban, I think. And then you basically, after you get your rental, I'm just like on the freeway up to, it's like just trees, and get off and get some art supplies along the way, just literally off the highway at a Michael's or an art store, and then, go to my hotel and be ready for a fun dinner party tomorrow night. And then that is really cool. I don't know if Joe Packham will be there. She usually goes to these events, and then a bunch of other people. Joe Packham is the editor of Where Women Create and a bunch of other different magazines. And then my workshop is Saturday morning. So after the workshop, I'll be there talking to clients and just kind of hanging out. And then Sunday morning, I fly home. So what else is going on? We've got Thanksgiving this weekend. So I'm going to be around for the holidays. So I'm just going to be really working on getting some things in my shop for people looking for holiday gifts. It's just some last minute things I'm putting up in my shop. And I have a series of small paintings called My Favorite Things. That's just a bunch of everyday items or things like, you might find something for someone that I'm hoping that someone will find something that makes a perfect gift. Like maybe I've done in the past like a tennis ball or a toy, or maybe even like a stapler, like just or a lipstick, and just things that someone connects to. I know when I've done this in the past, it's like someone else would be like, why would you paint that? And then someone else is like, oh my gosh, this reminds me of such and such. Or, you know, some people have asked for the strangest commissions. Like one lady wanted just some sugar cubes once. And what else? Like, yeah, a certain kind of cheese and a cheese knife. And just different things that speak to different people. So you just never know. So that's what this series of little paintings is going to be, is My Favorite Things. So hopefully you can find something. And then I'm going to have a few more wintry type birds for the holidays. And then right after the holidays, I'm going to focus on tropical birds, because I like to go someplace tropical in January. And so just like really tropical colors, getting more into, well, this is a little more summery. But, you know, just the very pastel-y colors and vibrant colors of the ocean and the very colorful birds of tropical places. So another thing for 2020, I'm doing a bunch of feathers. I'll go show you. I've been getting feathers on Amazon. So I got a whole bunch of feathers, and I've been painting watercolors of feathers. Watercolor is a really great medium for painting feathers for some reason, because they're just kind of like translucent, and you can get the very like these wispy things and then the deeper colors in them. And wow, these are like, remind me of avocados, how nicely packaged. They're all like vacuum sealed. These came in Amazon. It was like just $10 for all these feathers, but it doesn't look like much. But like typical of feathers, once you get them out of the bag, that's not even the whole bag. So like, which bag were they in? They were in this bag. And I mean, it doesn't look like much, but you pull this out and it like fluffs up. So these ones are cool. I like the iridescent. And then these ones have like a little brown tip. You can see, I'll leave them the rest in the bag. This one I do love though. I might pull this one out just because it's so unusual. These might be from, I don't know if they're all from the same bird, but, or yeah, that one's really cool. And then this one's unique also. It's like striped. What else have we got? These ones are long, very long. So these would be like tail feathers probably. So I am going to be painting, I'm going to be doing more Native American art and Western art and wildlife art in 2020. And of course I'll be doing more birds as well, but I'm also going to be painting, I don't want to just do feathers, but I wanted to do a series of dream catchers. And I figured I would actually make a bunch of dream catchers. I might give them away for the holidays. I love these feathers. I love how they're so downy down here, and then they've got the tail. They're bent right now. I'll see if I can straighten them out a little bit, but I really love them. All right, and then these ones. Who knew you could get such happiness out of like the simplest things? So, yeah, so I'm going to paint a watercolor series of dream catchers, and then just keep going with things to do with Native American art, I think. So, and maybe some like legends and things like that. So that's something I'm working on. But to finish out the year, just more winter birds, my favorite things series. And I was working on a vintage doll series for this gallery, but I have a long way to go because I just don't have enough sources of dolls yet. I wanted to do, and so actually Jen at Earth Angels actually does a lot of custom dolls and has a lot of vintage dolls, so I might use some of her dolls as when I go to New York this weekend, get some photos of them, or maybe even buy some and use those for my doll series, because I want to do a series of dolls. And I was hoping to do it by the end of this year, but it's just not going to happen. So also in 2020, I tried to start a botanical series. So in the spring, I'll probably start that up again and just try to do some kind of like classically styled botanical painting, watercolor paintings, and label them. So what else? I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. Always my birds. I want to do a few more complex things. Some not just like the birds like this, but maybe more birds like in their habitat, maybe not just perched, I guess you could say, but doing things besides just sitting on a branch. So maybe more birds in flight, or lighting on a branch, or making a nest in the water, taking a bath, things like that. Just busy doing things. So yeah, that's all I can think of right now. I'm excited for this weekend and also just the holiday season. It's super cold here in Chicago, so hopefully I can get to someplace warm and sunny soon also. So anyway, I hope you all have a good weekend, and I will talk to you soon.